Even as crowds of people line the mall outside Buckingham Palace and the streets of Windsor to mourn the passing of Queen Elizabeth II, as they queue up to lay flowers in remembrance and say their sad goodbyes, there are those amongst us who are seeking to use this moment of national grief to attack Britain, to divide us, to trash our history and heritage, to dismantle our traditions and force social changes that the people of this country don't want. Left-wing activists, social justice warriors, woke cultists, brainwashed social media addicts, all falling over themselves to attack the UK, to denigrate an entire nation by smearing the reputation of a dead woman. There's been a tide of poisonous criticism from the left-wing press and internet media overseas, particularly the US, who want to define us as colonisers. Of course there are those in America who resent the long and complex history of this nation. Their own country, a less than 250 years old, comparatively still a whiny, screeching toddler that can't stop soiling its nappy and dribbling down itself. A nation of greed, gluttony and selfishness built on the ashes of a slaughtered indigenous population. The recorded history of the British Isles stretches back 2,000 years to when we were colonised by the Romans. 1,000 years later, of course, we were colonised by the Normans. The history of the world is a history of colonialism. It's been a universal activity, not a British one. In 2,000 years of recorded history, Britain has inevitably known shame and glory, but the hard left, the globalists, the race grifters want to cherry pick. They want to paint a crude, dishonest picture of Britain as an evil invader, a nation built on theft, slavery, rape, murder. They want to pretend we live in a world shaped by evil white men oppressing the rest of humanity through war and conquest. They do this to turn us against each other. We're all the same, of course, regardless of gender or ethnicity. Your ancestors have known shame and glory. Some of them profited from the misery of others. Some experienced misery themselves. That's the human condition, and time is the great leveller. The oppressive bigots of our age, the thieves and crooks, are all those that worship at the altar of equality, diversity and inclusivity. The same people that attack our monarchy. This is a moment of difficulty and weakness for Britain and the national identity as we come to terms with King Charles III, a man we've seen glad-handing Klaus Schwab and Jimmy Savile, an adulterer with a sanctimonious green agenda. Is he capable of unifying this nation as his mother did? Because if he isn't, there are difficult times ahead.